Hi folks, sorry I've been a bit absent of late, but there's a million and one other things in my life and something had to give and it was this. Still, I've been sitting here with a couple of knives that Paddy sent me, one of which is in the screen at the moment, just to have a look at and pass on. And this one is particularly interesting. It's from a guy called Michael May. Now Michael May is a maker in Sheffield in England. Now I'm quite keen on Sheffield knives, and I love to see good Sheffield knives. And it'll be no surprise, because if you're a fan of this channel, you're almost certainly a fan of Paddy's channel. You will have seen this knife already, and you will know it is a good knife. Something I then discovered is that Michael May tells me that he trained a guy called Lee White. Now Lee White made these two knives, which are mine, which are two Barlows, and they are two of the best knives you will, traditional knives you will ever see. And now, I know everybody will say, "Oh, yeah, but I'm sure they're not GEC." No, they're not GEC. They are better than GEC in many, many ways. The main one being that these knives are genuinely handmade from scratch by a single artisan, in this case a guy called Lee White. Now apart from being incredibly stiff to open, so I'm struggling with this one, they are just the most superb pieces of cutlery ever. They have this wonderful file working on the back. The fit and finish is amazing, but they are genuine artisan knives. They're genuinely made. One person sits down with the various sort of stamped basic pieces and fashions a knife, hand finishing it completely. And these are two examples of two of the very best Sheffield knives available today. Now, Mr. Lee White, that made these, was trained, according to Mr. Michael May, by Michael May. And if you were in any if you were questioning that, you could, I'll just try and break my thumbnail. This one actually isn't quite as stiff. One thing he doesn't do, like Lee White, is make his knives quite that stiff. This one is in fact relatively openable without having one of those brass pulls on it. But I say, if you were in any doubt, you just take two of these knives together, try and do it without killing myself. You can see that they have a very similar back spring pattern, which in both cases goes well into the blade. I have to say, if I was being ultra critical, I'd probably say that the Apprentice's version is slightly better than the Master's. But that being said, it's very, very similar. And another difference between these two is that knife there cost £120. That one there cost 205, and I think the mother of pearl is the difference between those two. This one from Michael May cost, I think it's probably about £65–70, plus the firework on the back's a bit extra, so it could be as much as £75. It's a bit of that order. Slightly different materials, of course. This one is brass, with these two nickel silver, and this is denim micarta, as opposed to ram's horn or mother of pearl. Mother of pearl is always going to be stupidly expensive. Compared to other Sheffield knives, I mean, obviously the big difference, this one is a Warncliff blade, but he does them with all sorts. You can have them with a clip point blade, you can have them with a Warncliff blade, or the other really common, oops, there was an alarm going off there, but cancelled out. The other common Sheffield pattern, oops, which I will endeavour to break my thumbnail on, all done. Now the common Sheffield blade pattern is the sheep's foot, which is, you know, is quite common amongst Sheffield pattern blades as well. But again, Michael will make whichever one you want. The real difference is these ones they're not made to order. They make what they want to make and then they sell them, and if you can get hold of one, good luck to you. They are quite difficult to get hold of. These ones are made to order, and these ones are churned out by a factory, and the difference is, these ones are cheap. They're £20, sometimes less, but the fit and finish on these is shoddy as hell. I mean, it really is bad. In fact, if you just hold on while I pull out another couple of teeth, because I happen to have a couple left I don't want. Yep, I've still got them. This one is the worst of the lot. I keep showing this. This was an expensive knife. This is Michael May price, but it's made by Arthur Wright, and that stamp and the ricasso is just so awful. It really upsets me actually, because it's a nice knife. This is horn. It's a beautiful pattern of knife. Nice little sheep's foot blade, or what they call a lamb's foot blade. Which incidentally, I believe the difference. Lamb's foot blade is fatter at this end, gets thinner towards the end. A sheep's foot blade is more or less parallel, and as I will show you in a minute, a ram's foot gets fatter towards the point. But anyway, this is a really nice knife, a lamb's foot blade, horn, double bolsters, or a bolster and a cap. Really nice file work on the back. A sort of 50-60 knife. But the fit and finish, dreadful. I mean, it just really is dreadful. I don't understand why anybody would do that. Now, Mr. May here, his fit and finish is flawless. I mean, it is probably GEC quality. If you get these made in the same sort of materials as these, they're actually a similar price. This one is only cheaper because it's micarta rather than ram's horn, or especially the mother of pearl, which is really expensive. Just when I'm talking about the blade shapes, now I'm open to being corrected on this, but I believe this is the case, that if you have lamb's foot is fatter, getting thinner, sheep's foot, which is basically the same width all along, and a ram's foot, and this one's actually German, not Sheffield, it gets wider flares as it goes towards the end. This manages a pretty perfect fit and finish. This manages a 20 quid's worth of fit and finish, yeah, maybe. I mean, a Rough Rider would probably give you a better finish, but it's not made by Rough Rider, made by Chinese people who presumably get paid less than British workers. This one, the fit and finish is really quite horrible. Michael May makes a good knife, so much so that on the basis of looking at this knife, I've actually ordered 2 to be made by him. I noticed his website says he'll take about 7 weeks. I ordered them a week ago, so hopefully sometime in the next 6 weeks or so we should see those, and when they do, I will put them up on here. But in the meantime, this knife will be going back to Paddy. He really favours this Warncliff shape. It's not my first choice, but I can see why he likes it. It's certainly a nice shape. I haven't really used it. I cut up an apple with it, and it works perfectly well for that. It's a good knife. It's nice in hand. It's got that. What I like about, I don't like a knife that's super lightweight. I like a knife that, feels like you've got something in your hand, and this certainly fulfills that criteria. The brass bolster is lovely. If it was me, I'd probably keep it polished, but I can understand why maybe Paddy likes it a little bit used looking. That file work is really nice. Altogether it's pretty good. So far Michael May's been very responsive to me. I know Paddy's had some problems, but I will let you all know, if he lets me down in any way, I'll certainly make that clear to you. This is a knife with, also it's got nice walk and talk, good action, not too heavy. I mean, it's a good stiff pull, but it's probably I think what they call a 6, not a 7. I would say a 6, 6.5, something like that. It's a good pull on it, so you know it's staying closed, you know it's staying open, but it's not like this, which is about an 8 to 9, which is really, my son can open these without the clip on them, but with my dodgy fingers I just don't have enough pinch grip to pull them open without that. And if I try using my nail, all I do is snap my nails, and I have very good strong nails, so hate to think what would happen if you didn't. Anyway, there we are, Michael May, Sheffield pocket knife, really good. He's got a website, you can go on there, see all the different patterns that he does. They're all made to order, so they all take, depending on which bit of the website you read, between 4 and 7 weeks, but the order page says it'll be about 7 weeks at the moment. That could be because Paddy's been promoting him and he's got a good order book, which would be nice if that's true. Okay, thank you very much, folks. That's it.